What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and today we're back to answer your. I was about to say to question your answers, to question life in general. In another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first, and put them down in the comment section below.
And don't put your fingers in my mouth.
Nope, and ignore everything that just happened. That's what the Wolf of Fenris did. He asks,
Pretty cool name.
how are Space Marine Legion that are on the brink of chaos corruption treated by the Imperium? For example, the Space Sharks seem very Khorne-like with their insane bloodlust and maximum casualty mindset. Yeah, and then there's also all the rituals and whatnot that goes on with many of the Space Marine chapters who are successors of the Blood Angels.
Mm-hmm.
How do they manage? Well, you have to remember that the Space Marines are separate from any other group, and the only group that can actually question them and actually have the power military-wise to do something about it is the Inquisition. If a Space Marine chapter is seen as becoming corrupted, what the Inquisition would do is investigate it. After a couple Inquisitors probably die, because, Space Marines are just like that.
Right.
The Inquisition will send out their own Space Marine chapters or their own military branch, which is it takes the shape of, like, the Minotaurs.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
Mantis Warriors? No. Wait.
No, I think the Mantis Warriors were just bad guys.
Yeah. Or
good guys that were seen as bad guys. But basically, all the Space Marine chapters that are loyal to the Inquisition.
Which there's quite a few.
Sometimes they would, even if there is demonic things, like with the rituals of bloodletting and all that kind of stuff, and they summon a demon accidentally, and the demon takes control of one of the chapter masters, which has happened to the, who are the purple guys? The soul drinkers?
Soul eaters?
Yeah,
soul drinkers? No, soul drinkers.
Yeah, what they do is they send in the Grey Knights. And the Grey Knights knock some heads in and do what they do best.
Purge.
Yeah, with fire. So that's what happens to those individuals that are about to become traitor Space Marine chapters. Yes.
Or they just go full traitor.
Yeah, and then they're like, peace! And then they go into the Eye of Terror. They get their own demon world. And then they come out as like something completely different. There's like a bug over there.
I noticed.
Yep.
There's a bug over there.
And because we're in the warp, that bug is going to turn into a creature pretty soon.
It's already a creature, but it's going to turn into another creature.
That's true. Next question.
This is by Deathwatch 40K. Hey, are you guys the missing two Primarchs? Just kidding. Here's my real question. Who is the most badass character in the 40K universe? Love the show.
Gilliman right now.
Badass? I gotta go with the homie. You already know who it is.
Trago.
Ludacris. No, it's probably Sly Marbo. Because the meme, we gotta keep the meme going. Chuck Norris, Rambo.
Yeah, I would agree.
But Draco.
Next question comes from Colsnipper76. Yeah. What is the Legion of the Damned, and why do they not help the Imperium of Man more?
They're doing the best they can. I mean, come on, man.
So they are the Firehawk Space Marine chapter that were stuck in the warp or somehow manipulated in the warp, and now they are like super demon-like Space Marine chapters that fight for good, and I don't think they have control of their power. They are doing the bidding of probably the Emperor who has manifested as a Chaos God inside the warp. Or... I don't know.
That's a good answer. Dallas Richter. Do you guys think that GW will ever expand upon the Black Dragons? There is very little info about them, but they are my favorite chapter.
Which ones? Oh, the Black Dragons are the ones with the spikes coming out of their foreheads.
Yeah, I think they're successor salamanders, right?
Possibly, yeah. Will they ever expand on them? No.
Probably not.
Do you want to know why? Because they'd have to create completely new models with spikes coming out of their bodies.
Conversions.
Yeah, you can go third party. They might do like a little snippet of like lore in one of the stories.
Or something like that.
Well, I don't know.
There you go.
Next question.
Old salty crab. If you were but a mere Imperial Guardsman, which race would you dread fighting the most?
Dark Eldar.
Dark Eldar, yeah. Because it's like, if they don't kill you, you gotta kill yourself.
Yeah, when you get raided by a Dark Eldar, like, you're being attacked. You're never on the offensive,
right.
Yeah. So, it's scary, too. It's like you would be in a scary movie in space. Yeah. Next question. I have one from Michael Barney. Have there ever been any Space Marines from Katchan? No. Katchan is specifically for the Imperial Guard. And again, going back to the whole idea that, or the whole reality that each individual Imperial militia or military group is separate. The Space Marines cannot touch Katchan in terms of recruitment. They can fight and whatnot, but they can't touch it for recruitment.
Right. Megagame Core. This is an interesting question. Which would be the strongest faction under the ideal conditions? For example, if the Emperor was alive, if the Necrons were united, etc., etc.
The greatest coalition is all of them together.
Well, he's saying the strongest individual army.
Oh.
So, like, say if all the Necrons were under the Silent King, if all the Space Marine Primarchs were back, as well as the Emperor.
Who do you think? I have my answer.
I was gonna say the Necrons at first, but I feel like it'd be the Orcs or the Tyranids, mainly because they'd have numbers. The Orcs had the beast, and apparently there were like 13 beasts, and the Tyranids were the same way. We've only seen a splinter of what their actual numbers are. Who knows what other creatures are there? Who knows how many Norn Queens there are? And maybe the hive mind isn't actually just like a hive mind. Maybe it's actually like a galaxy-eating creature or something.
Yeah. I would say the Tyranids because at first I was going to say the Necrons, but then I was going to say only if the Necrons will all awaken at one time and they would...
No, he's saying at their ideal conditions. So yes. If you're saying if,
then yeah.
If is a yes.
Yeah, the Tyranids, because the Tyranids, their ideal condition is that they are just all-consuming and able to take out entire galaxies. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at this point, it's more about numbers than actual, like, abilities.
Or maybe Chaos, because, like, Chaos Demons if you were to bring all the Chaos Demons, they're infinite.
They're unlimited, yeah.
So maybe Chaos?
I mean, whenever you put ideal conditions, it's like it could be anybody's game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. Next question. Which one are better, Tau women or Eldar women, and why? Sorry I'm moving so much. All this noise. Noise.
I gotta go with Eldar because they look the most human.
I would go with Eldar as well, but not because they're most human, but because they're psychic, so they can bring about pleasure like no other. Where's the Tau are just thick.
They got hooves.
They have hooves, and you know what you could do with them hooves? You could attach a wheelbarrow behind them, and you can plow the fields.
Plow something.
Next question.
This is just a curiosity question from Gwibber Wormchild. How did the Imperium handle interstellar travel before the Golden Throne and the Astronomicon?
Small jumps through the warp. Kind of like what the Tau do now.
Mm-hmm.
Where when you skip something and then you do this. It's very Zinchian.
Very, Tybo.
Next question comes from Ben Agaran. Will the Ultramarines be able to outdance the best Harlequin dancers?
Who no. Not even if they had Jabberwockies on their team.
The Harlequins are the equivalent to Jabberwockies, and the Space Marines are the equivalent to Sylvester Stallone.
He's a pretty good dancer, though.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Sylvester Stallone. Have you not seen him in Rocky? All that footwork.
That's true.
Dun 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 dun. Branden Ottman is asking a question. His question is, where can I read a question that they can read?
Right there. We just read it for you.
Mm-hmm. Here.
Next question comes from Cage Schultz. If the Tau do become psychic, would this result in the Ethereals being overthrown, or would they suppress it?
I feel like psychic powers bestowed upon the Tau would reveal the mind control of the Ethereals. So yeah, they wouldn't suppress it.
Yeah.
They
wait. They wouldn't?
They wouldn't.
Alright. You're the Tau player.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Because they've been, they might have been like, well, life isn't so bad. They've been, they've kept us alive. They kept us prospering. Look at all these greater good people that are here with us. Let's keep it how it's been. Mind control or not.
It's a goon to a goblin.
Right? Nothing.
Next question comes from Dragon Punch 903. He asks a good question. What would happen if Skaven arose in 40K?
Oh, let's stomp on him. I don't know. I mean, if Skaven arose, there'd be a lot more mice traps.
I don't know.
Mouse traps.
Mouse traps?
Meese traps.
Space Marines would put out mouse traps in their battleships.
It's funny because we used to have a neighbor who had those sticky mouse traps, and he would reuse them.
How do you do that?
He'd rip the mouse off.
But then the guts and stuff.
Yeah, usually half the mouse was still on the trap.
But then wouldn't the mice just like jump on it like the stones?
Mm-hmm.
In a pond or something?
Yeah.
You remember when you used to have a pond in your backyard?
It wasn't a pond. It was just like muck.
No, but it was a legit pond, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a legit pond, but it was more muck than
It had a
anything.
fountain and everything.
But it wasn't a working fountain.
And you had gnomes.
I did have gnomes.
And those are the questions for today. Thank you so much for sending those questions our way. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below.
Yeah. This is the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And let's go answer the warp.
Oh, I used to put my